Let's go.
All right? And so, the solution to any system of equations is what? The solution to any system of equations is what? A point of intersection. And so, if I'm looking at this one, the top equation is set up as how? I need that, Heidi.
Yeah.
Standard form.
Standard form. The bottom equation is set up as what? Y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form, but there's some very good things that are missing that help me out. Is it's missing the m, missing the x, and so therefore I have a value for y. So if I was going to graph this in my calculator, what would the graph of the y equals -7 look like? Say again?
It would be like across the -7.
Right. It'd be horizontally across -7 on the y-axis, so it'd look very similar to... Let's say that's -7 right there. It would look very similar to that right there. It'd be a horizontal line. And so my other one in standard form would come through and cross it at a point. So our job is to find out what point that is. So what are some suggestions on how to solve this? Substitution, I heard.
Elimination.
Would elimination help us here?
No.
Okay, one of the characteristics of elimination was that both equations be in standard form. Okay, and so substitution will be my easiest. I can graph it. How many of you graphed it? There's nothing wrong with that. Your calculator can take care of the fact that you got 17 divided by 5. So that's not a problem. Okay, so can you tell me who graphed it? Tell me what the equation is. If I change this around, what would that equation be? What do you got? Anybody that graphed it? Nobody graphed it to get what the equation is? Okay, so it looks like it's going to be y equals 3/5 x minus 17/5 is what it'll probably be. Okay, and you put that in your calculator, you get the graph to do so. Positively sloped graph, so it's going to come up through this side right here. And so what I'm going to do to find it is I'm going to take, on substitution, this equation right here, and I'm going to substitute y equals -7. What characteristics of the problem lends itself to substitution? What are some characteristics of the problem that lends itself to substitution? Okay, no, standard forms for elimination.
Point of intersection?
No, that's a solution to it.
Two variables.
Huh? A variable by itself or a coefficient of 1 on a variable. So we have a variable by itself, so it's automatically easy for me to substitute it in. So it's saying whatever y is, I can substitute that in. And in doing the math, I now have to solve for x. Do that right there. And I'm going to subtract 35 from both sides. What does that equal? -18. Divide by 3. X is going to equal -6. So what is the point of intersection of this system of equations? -6, -7. And so my point of intersection is going to happen back there. Any questions on that?